Good morning, everyone who has joined me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am so excited you guys are joining me for another edition of Tea Talks with Coach Tracey. Y'all, I don't know if it's my glasses. I'm going to do that. Maybe yeah, okay. Because I was like, I can't see clearly. Although it might be time for a new pair of glasses. How's everybody doing? It's so nice to see you guys. I wish I could see your faces. I may start doing this on Zoom instead of, um, well, maybe I'll continue to do it on Facebook and Instagram, but also include Zoom because I love seeing you guys' faces. Y'all get to see my face and I don't get to see y'all. And y'all, I'm shining like new money, or is that the light just hitting me just right? Or is that a glow? You know what? I'm gonna take that last one. Both of them. The light's hitting me right, and it's a glow. Let's go with that. All right, all right, all right. While we are waiting for other people to join us, I'm gonna share a little bit about what's going on today. May be just a little longer than usual because y'all know how I like to talk, but hopefully you guys will be talking with me because this is a really interesting subject that we're going to be talking about. And I'm really excited to get into it. But before we get into it, y'all let me know where you guys are joining me from. Alexis, not sure where I want to say you are joining me from Amsterdam, but I might have the wrong Alexis. So let me know where you're joining me from. Hey, Shug, how you doing? Shug is joining us from South Carolina. Y'all, I'm sorry about the noise, but my sugar crystals are like, they normally are really soft, but today I'm having to work with them. So y'all bear with the sister. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me, Shug. Oh, and my folks over on YouTube and LinkedIn, I'm getting my tea ready. That's all I'm doing right now. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you a little bit at first about our tea sponsor. Our tea sponsor is a woman-owned, Black-owned company out of Sugar Land, Texas called Uendure. You can find Uendure at uendure.com on the intranet streets. But I am drinking their organic purple tea. This is my second time having this purple tea. And let me tell y'all, it's amazing. But what's so awesome about this tea and Uendure is that this tea was harvested and created for Uendure by another Black or African descent, if you will, company out of Kenya, Nandi Hills, Kenya. And the owner of that is also a woman, and her name is Caroline Tormoi. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I may not be, but that's okay. I will find out the correct way. The point is, two powerful sisters, two Black owned or African descent owned companies. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So let's talk about this purple tea first and foremost. This purple tea is loaded with antioxidants called anthocyanins. And um, it's if you know anything about antioxidants like green tea and so forth, which is one of the biggest things that Uendure provides, some beautiful green teas. And she actually started with only two. And I won't say only, she started with two and a couple of sustainable accessories. And that was in 2016. 2021, now she has over 13 organic teas and numerous other accessories. And of course, this beautiful addition to the family. This is basically, as she would say, superfood in a cup. Let me tell you what it tastes like to me. Her description is that it has earthy, fruity tones. I don't know it has some, I'm going to tell you what it tastes like to me. It tastes like power. That's what it tastes like to me. Power. Every time I've drank it, and again, this is my second time, I've felt this, I felt this connection. I felt a level of empowerment that I haven't felt with another tea. I know it may sound crazy, but it may simply be because it may simply be my thoughts about it. And that's okay too. Hey, Derek, thanks for joining me. Hey, live with Aaron, thanks for joining me over on Instagram. My folks are showing up over there. I love you guys. But that's what it tastes like to me. Now, granted, I do put my honey and hey, Loretta, how are you? Y'all, some old friends are showing up for me. Some, I won't say old and old, but longtime friends. Thank you so much for joining me. But this tea just amazes me. I have not tried it with lemon. The tip that she gave me is that if I added lemon, it could actually turn into a lovely color of pink. So that's amazing. But please, please, please go check her out. Again, her teas, green teas, they're filled with antioxidants. They have this ability, if you will, to track down those cell damaging free radicals that can cause chronic ailments like cancer and those yucky things. So go get you some tea. Okay. I'm going to leave it in the chat over here on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And I'm going to type it here also. I'm going to also tag her, and her name is Robin Boykin. And I have to find it because she has it mine _ there it is. There we go. I found it. Mind, Body, and Tea is the name of the company. Well, it's her platform name. I'm sorry. The name of the company is Uendure. So for those of you guys who do not know me, I'm Coach Tracey. I am a Black liberation coach for highly inspired, because motivation is fleeting, highly inspired people who identify as women and are Black or are from the African diaspora. Okay. I work with them to connect with those parts of themselves that somehow they've lost. Maybe they've denied them. They've been abandoned, or they've simply been hidden because of trauma, because of all the social conditioning that Black women are acclimated to, if you will, because that's what happens. We become very acclimated to it. And also because of various other forms of trauma, such as generational trauma, childhood trauma, relationship trauma, workplace and corporate trauma. So that's what I do. I help us get all the way right in our minds and in our hearts so that we are showing up as we want to, in the power that we want, I hate using the word resilience, but I know resilience is very important. But showing up in all of your essence, that's what I help them to do. So yeah. So we're going to put my tea to the side and we're going to get into this conversation. But before we get into the conversation, I almost forgot something about the tea. She sends these beautiful tea bags where you can fill your own tea bags. I think that's just freaking amazing and so cute. I've never filled a tea bag until then. And I actually, it felt decadent. And we deserve decadence. Let me just put that out there. We deserve decadence. Okay. All right. Hey, Money is Spiritual. Thank you for joining me. Goddess, Thank you. Hi, beautiful. Thank you so much that I received that. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, I want to show you my new healing tool. One of them is my new sound bowl. Y'all, I'm still learning, but I'm getting there. And actually, I can do it better when I hold the bowl in my left hand. Mmm. She sounds so good. Sound therapy is a thing. And I'm going to get more adept at this, but I wanted to show you this. And this goes into our topic today about discomfort and the unknown. I have been wanting a sound bowl for some time, and I actually bought a set. I bought this 4-inch set, 4-inch bowl, and this smaller bowl, which also sounds amazing. It came in a set, and it came in this beautiful little pouch, and I got it on Amazon. And why did I do that? I bought it because, one, in my family, we didn't talk about spirituality. Not ever, never, ever, ever, ever did we talk about spirituality. We talked about religion, and even religion wasn't really discussed. We talked about religion when my mom became a Jehovah's Witness. But for the most part, we didn't talk about religion. We just showed up to church. We were in the choir. We went to Bible study and all the things, but we didn't have discussions about it. We didn't talk about our heritage. We didn't talk about who we are at our core. So it's always been very uncomfortable for me to tap into that parts of me that I didn't know, the unknown. And I talk about that because many of us we'll go out and we get all the books. We listen to all the podcasts. We will read all the blog posts, right? But what the problem is we're not leveling up. We're not elevating. We're not glowing up. We're not transforming. And here's why. Because there's discomfort in absolutely doing the work. And the discomfort comes from the fear of the unknown. Now, let's break those two words down. And when I looked up discomfort, the first thing that comes to me is that first part, dis. How many of y'all have dissed somebody? How many of you have just like ghosted a person? So when you think about that part of the word diss, I'm going to actually look it up now and tell you what the word means. Prefix. It says a Latin prefix meaning apart, asunder, away, or having a privative, negative, or reversing force. So when I think about that, and I think about why many of my sisters, and me included, because I got books galore. Now, many of my books are for research. It's for me to continue leveling up so I can actually pour into my clients so I can understand more. So if somebody talks about something that's hurting them or that is holding them back, your girl needs to understand. So I'm going to do the work to make sure that I understand what my clients need. But in me doing the work, I'm also learning. And what I also learn is that there is this discomfort where I want to move away, separate myself from what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, because that discomfort is something that I want to run away from. Here's the thing. We say this all the time, and you guys are going to hear me say it all the time. I'm going to say it to you different ways, is that we cannot get to that place of elevation, of leveling up, of growing personally, emotionally, mentally, and even sometimes professionally if we are not willing to be in discomfort and be uncomfortable. It's not going to happen. Okay? So we get the books. Yeah, and we may even read them. We may flip through them. And there may be a chapter that speaks to us and we read that chapter, but we don't dig deep. Because digging deep is discomfort. Digging deep is fear. Digging deep stops you in your tracks because you don't want to know what you don't know. But what you don't understand is not getting to that unknown is what's keeping you in pain mentally. It's keeping you in pain emotionally. And if you're in pain mentally and emotionally, you're also feeling pain in your body. Not only are you feeling pain in your body, there's some ailments that are showing up in your body because you are unwilling to be uncomfortable. You're unwilling to address the discomfort. And I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about me too. Because I've been there. I'm sitting in discomfort every time I get on my lives. But I'm gonna show up for y'all, even if I'm not late. I'm always on time. Because time is a social construct. Y'all don't get me when I show up. I'm not gonna do this 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock when I show up. Because sometimes when I wake up, my mind and my body are not connected. And before I get on here with you guys, I'm going to make sure they are connected. And if it takes me an hour to do that, and I'm not able to get on at 10 o'clock, but I get on at 11 o'clock, you're going to get 110% of me. What I'm not going to do is show up and pretend and fake the funk. Not going to do that. Because if my goal is to help liberate you and to help you tap into your pleasure, your rest, your pain, your joy, your happiness, I got to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. My coach asked me, I'm working in a incubator for healers with my coach. And one of the things that she tasked me with was tapping into pleasure practices because I can be a workaholic. And the reason why I can be a workaholic is because I'm running away from the discomfort of not doing anything sometimes. It's not comfortable for me to not be doing anything. Although I am getting better. I'm getting much, much better. Hello, everyone that's joined me on Instagram and on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and discomfort. Okay? Because as long as you're not willing to, and I'm going to use the word surrender to the discomfort, one, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not addressing the root of what is causing the discomfort. And you're dissing yourself. You're abandoning yourself. Hey, American Nicholson, how are you? Let's stop the abandoning of ourselves. Because here's the thing, we will abandon ourselves and not recognize that we just dissed ourselves, but be pissed off at somebody else who doesn't show up for us and feel abandoned. But we'll call them out. But when are we going to call ourselves out for abandoning ourselves? Y'all, again, I ain't just talking to you, I'm talking to me. Not just talking to you. Whatever I bring to you, trust and believe. Your girl is got a story around it, okay? All right. So let's get comfortable with the uncomfortable and discomfort. Take it small. I'm not asking you to bite off eat the whole elephant. No, no, and I hate to say that we don't want to eat the elephant. I'm not asking you to take this huge thing. I'm just asking you to start small. Where is there some uncomfortableness, some discomfort that you can tap into daily? And ask yourself some questions that really cause you to open your heart and open your mind so that God, source, divine, can reveal the truth of who you are to yourself. That is how you heal trauma. That is how you heal the hurt that you carry, by addressing it, not hiding it, not running from it, because it still hurts. Okay? Because the goal with healing is to integrate and to alchemize, if you will, what you have experienced into the fiber of your life in a way that it is the background and not your foreground. Okay? Now let's talk about this unknown. Unknown, that first part, un means not. Y'all, we live in a society, especially if you're in this Western world, we live in a society where everybody wants to be in control. Well, we have to know. That's why so many women are not believed. That's why people are marginalized, our marginalized groups are not believed. And that's why we don't believe ourselves. One, because we've abandoned ourselves, we've dissed ourselves. Second, because our truth has been attacked so much that we don't even believe ourselves anymore. And that's the unlearning. We got to unlearn that, all right? Not learn that anymore. Not learn how to abandon yourself, how to deny yourself. And the only way to not learn it anymore is to tap into what you don't know. It's actually already there. Everything that you need to know is there, but it's been covered up with this grime and this smut and this filth and all the untruths. And those untruths and those limiting beliefs, those pains that hurt, that's why it's so hard to accept and not try to control what you don't know. Control prevents us from being curious. Control prevents us from experimenting. Because if we don't know what we're going to get on the other side of that experiment, we ain't going for it. We got to have a little bit of assurance that I'm going to be okay. Y'all remember, and you may not, but if you remember, if you have kids, you can relate. But if you can remember when you were small, we had no fear. We would just do everything. And the only time we would really get afraid is if our parents freaked out. Anytime my kids would fall, I would act like nothing had happened, because they were going to look, they go, oh, your kids going to always look at you for some reassurance that they're okay. And as long as I didn't freak out, she may, and I have two daughters, they may have cried a little bit, but it was gone just like that. And guess what? They went and did it again because I didn't freak out about it. That's what being uncomfortable and letting go of not knowing and accepting not knowing and being okay with it and being okay with being uncomfortable does. It brings you back into that childlike space where you can actually, because let me tell you something about children, and then I'm going to let you guys go. When children are born, they are, their brain is in the delta waves where you have more connection with divine. That's why we would say they must be playing with angels. That's because they were. We lose that ability to tap into our delta waves unless we go into a meditative state or a hypnotic state. Because that's where your truth, the truth of you, is really going to come up and come out so that you can actually tap into it. But you got to be willing to be uncomfortable. And y'all, let's just be real. Meditation is very uncomfortable sometimes. Okay? Until you unlearn till you not learn that part that has made it uncomfortable. But you got to be willing to get uncomfortable to unlearn it. Simple as that. You got to be willing to get uncomfortable to unlearn these things. Your healing is possible, but it's not just going to come from listening to podcasts. It's not going to come from just reading books. It's not going to come from just reading emails and blog posts. You got to show up and you got to do the work. Because it's easy to grab books and have plenty of books on the bookshelf and never read them. They become decorations instead of actual tools. Because here's the thing, inside those books, if you continue reading, there's going to be some discomfort. Somebody's toes are going to get stepped on. And many of us don't want that. So we say we're stuck. We're not stuck because that's a choice. We're not stuck like a stick in mud. We're not. We are unconsciously and sometimes consciously choosing to stay where we are, not deal with the unprocessed emotions, not deal with the unhealed trauma, not deal with the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial pains that we have. And until we are willing, ready, and able, and sometimes you're not even really at that place where you're able, but you know you're ready and you're willing, and the ableness will come. Because it takes the courage to actually start, which is going to build the confidence that's going to make you able. Because courage has to come before confidence, okay? So I hope this was helpful. Any feedback, any comments? Let me know if I can answer anything for you, if we can have some dialogue, because y'all know I like to have dialogue because this is not a monologue. Yes, I'm coming to you with my thoughts, but hey, let's talk about it. We talk about these thoughts, emotions, and actions, and let's make it a dialogue, right? So I'm going to leave you with this. You can liberate your mind. You can liberate your body. You can liberate your spiritual. You can liberate the money blocks. You can, all of those things. And liberating those things helps us to heal the unprocessed trauma, the unprocessed emotions. But you gotta, I'm begging you to be okay with being uncomfortable and dive into some discomfort so you can get your breakthrough. So you can be who you want to be. So you can live the life that you desire, that you want, that you deserve. Surrender sounds scary because to surrender means we don't have any control. But inside that surrender, inside all of that, we were the discomfort and that unknown. Oh, goodness, the juiciness of learning who you really are, who you've always been, and who you're now growing into and becoming again, because you were that person before. But we lost it. Oh my God, it's amazing. I'm on my journey. I've been on this journey since 2009, intensely, deliberately on this journey. And it's not comfortable. I'm not going to sit here and shoot you some crap. It ain't comfortable. But when I tell y'all the gems that I have been able to tap into inside myself, the healing that has happened, the transmuting and alchemizing of my pain into power and glory, and now it's in my background. Y'all see the smile? That's why. Because I was willing to get uncomfortable. I was willing to sit in my discomfort. I'm willing to sit in my mess and clean it up so that I can come out on the other side of it. And that's how my clients are showing up as well. So I'm going to leave you guys with a affirmation from Dope Black Women. Check them out. They are on the platform. It says, I have the power to create the life that I desire. I can and will achieve all the things that I set out to achieve. I refuse to give up because I haven't tried all the possible ways yet. We have not tried all the possible ways. Let's be clear. I believe in myself. I am proud of myself, and I am excited, totally excited about the person that I am becoming. Guys, it's been great hanging out with you all today. Thank you so much for allowing me to spend this time with you. I will see you guys on these internet streets later in the week. Specifically on Thursday for Get Your Breakthrough Thursdays. If you are in the private Facebook group, if you are not in the private Facebook group, click the link in the bio over here on Facebook. You will have it in YouTube. It'll be in the description section. Let's make sure you're in there. Get your rapid fire coaching. There's a concern, an issue, something that you're grappling with and you want to get some support, Get Your Breakthrough Thursdays is for you. So hope to see you there. Last but not least, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Uendure.com, Uendure Tea. Mind, Body, and Tea is pinned in the Instagram. Let me just make sure. I've also put it over on the other platform. So please go check out Robin Boykin. Get your tea. Try the purple tea. So good. All right. And don't forget to subscribe to my email list because y'all know this time last week, everybody was tripping because Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp was down. Let's not let that happen to us in the future. Make sure you subscribe so that we can connect, even if that happens or they disappear. All right. Love you guys. Till the next time, continue to plant those seeds that are going to propel you forward so that you can grow, that you can thrive and flourish and become the woman that you know you can be, the woman that you desire to be, the woman that God has predestined you to be, so that you can have the abundance, the prosperity, the life that you've always dreamed of, that you desire and you deserve. Okay? See you next time. Mwah! Thanks for joining me.